for the first ever official Kappa StarLeague off-race show match best of 7. And the entire point of this show match is, well, there's really nothing. There's $125 on the line. And I guess we should at least introduce the players so you have some of an idea of what's going on here. Spawning on the left position of Metropolis, the blue Zerg player from Team Root Gaming. It is Minigun. And his opponent on the east position, spawning as the red Protoss player from, well, I guess he's teamless at the moment. It is HyuN. And of course, you guys should all know who these players are, of course. Minigun won our first reverse race show match versus Avalo. And that was quite a fun Protoss versus Terran series to watch. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And, you know, just just to give you guys a little bit of a taste, eventually we do have some serious plans to incorporate a KPM meter during the game so that we can see live during each stage of the game how much Kappa is being spent. This is a low budget production, so we're still working out the kinks on that one. I couldn't quite get it ready, but as you can see, we have our wonderful KSL logo now. And it's always fun to see off-race matches because people just do whatever they think is usually the best. But it's, yeah. So, HyuN's going out to scout. And we have Minigun actually playing pretty conservatively. 15 pull into hatchery. So, Minigun's not doing anything really crazy. Wow, what is like Russian text on this map? That's actually pretty weird. But HyuN gets a very quick read on Minigun's position. They kind of just scout cross because why not? So now HyuN knows. He sees with his probe what's going on. And just for people that are wondering, the way this show match works, the winner gets $100. The loser gets $25. So here with the Kappa StarLeague, we troll. We don't really, you know, give too many fucks, but we still have fun, and even the loser wins. Because it is a 3 a.m. show match for the lulz, at least for Minigun. And HyuN now building that Nexus, so a gateway expanded from HyuN. Pretty normal. This is something a lot of Protoss players do, right into that mothership core, playing reasonably defensively. He does have a probe in the south position, so, you know, anything could happen. And it is a best of 7, so it's first to 4 map wins. And I can already feel on my FPS why the ladder version of Metropolis got taken off of the ladder. But, you know, this map also has some very important wise words for everybody. There's no SCVs on this map, but it still stands. And Minigun gets a full read on everything that HyuN is up to. Doesn't see the second gas. Maybe he's worried there could be a stalker that could come out and try to grab the Overlord, but there's not really too much space for this Overlord to run. As HyuN sets up the rest of his wall, he's completely locked himself in. He realizes, okay, walling off his Protoss is not that easy. He has to cancel the gateway. And this is just the kind of stuff that I like to see when we do these types of matches. There'll be plenty more of these. The intention is to run these show matches every single night there is Pro League this season, 2 hours prior, so that you guys have your Pro League warm-up of complete silliness before we go to the very strict Kespa rules. But this mothership core is taking some damage. HyuN's trying to get the scout information off. He's gleaned a little bit of info. He does not know about the gas timing. Speed is on the way, but this really isn't going to be fast enough to hurt him, and HyuN's got quite the adorable wall set up at the front. His Zealot's actually going to go out and try to put some pressure. There's no third base yet, so Minigun's not playing too greedily. He's sending his Overlord into the main base, and he sees, hey, you only have 1 gas, so maybe this is going to be some aggression. And as I say that, well, first pylon has been placed. The Zergling saw it, so he knows what's up. And he, gets another pylon as well. I wonder, did Minigun see the second one? Oh, he might not be so sure. Roachborn is starting. 8 lings. Speed is close to completing. Getting 1 spine crawler. This looks like it's just going to be a straight-up gateway attack. 4 gateways for our Protoss player, HyuN. He's got that mothership core as well. Minigun, I'm going to tell you guys, he was feeling a little bit nervous when I recommended this show match, but yeah, he might be boned. He's got a lot of Zerglings versus Zealots. Not a fun matchup to be placed in, but as long as he can, she picks off a Zealot, one of the spine crawlers finishes, and I think if the second spine crawler finishes, he should actually be okay. HyuN's already realized this. He's like, all right, let's get a robotics facility. Still off 1 gas, so he doesn't have the best economy to produce Immortals, and he's actually going to get surrounded out in the center of the field. The Mothership Core is doing some work. No recall. The Zealots will pick up as much as they can, but will lose all but one Zealot and the Pylon. So pretty good hold from Minigun so far, who, well, you know what, guys? I'm just going to be completely blunt with you. When I asked him if he would play HyuN in a reverse race best of 7, he said, for $25, I guess I'm willing to accept this kind of penetration, but he's already staved off the first attack. Still no third base for Minigun. He's a bit scared, and I can't blame him based on the way that HyuN opened up. He still has the probe out on the map, could go for further aggression. Doesn't seem quite as likely. A second gas was taken by HyuN, and we could just see him go right into Immortals. A little bit of a supply block gonna hurt him there. Zealot at the front, so HyuN, he's got his hold position micro down for that Zealot. And let's see, oh, he's taking some pokes on those Zerglings. Minigun now placing that third base. HyuN should be able to spot this really, really soon. I don't think he should have any trouble seeing this. And this lair timing, with the upgrades going for Zerglings, we could see Minigun maybe head towards a fast hive, do some sort of Ultralisk shenanigans. Goodness knows. You know what? Minigun probably knows about as much about what he's doing as I know, which, to be quite frank, is not much. So 2 more gateways being added on by HyuN. 3 more gateways. Oh boy. So HyuN's going right up to 7 gateways. We could just see a follow-up attack with Immortals. Spire is on the way. Few more Zerglings, and these Spine Crawlers are actually going to work on these rocks. Of course, getting rid of the rocks means if or when that attack does eventually come, he'll have a reasonable amount of space to deal with. There's not too many sentries on the field for HyuN. He's just playing with 2 gas geysers. I think he's maybe overestimating how much you can produce off 2 gas with Protoss, but now getting the 3rd and the eventual 4th gas. Maybe the eventual 4th gas. No, he's just going to add another gateway on. Okay. So here comes a huge Zealot-based attack. It's not so much an Immortal Sentry as it is an Immortal Zealot all in. If you could really call it that. The Mothership Core is coming with this as well. The Zerglings are trying to skirt by. Zealot is warped in to defend. HyuN, well, hold position. Quite smart, but this exposed pylon, well, it's exposed, and it's going to pull HyuN's army back. So this is pretty good. Minigun's adding 5, 6, 7 Spine Crawlers. He's building the Great Wall of Spine Gina at his natural. And at the same time, Zerglings do manage to get inside of the main base. These probes for HyuN doing what they can to hold on here. Minigun's doing some work. He's picked off a few of the probes so far. Nothing really crazy, though. But he's bought himself some time. And he knows that this attack is coming. His Overlords can see it. He's got great map vision, actually, Minigun. He might lose a few Overlords for free. But he has enough supply free. 6 Mutalisks on the way. There's not really that much anti-air with this army for HyuN. And this many Spine Crawlers, I think the Zealots might actually be able to kill these off. Here we go. He's trying to rearrange a few of the Spines. I think this 3rd is as good as dead, since the back rocks were never broken down. But can HyuN break this? I don't think so. The Zealots immediately push back. Loses 1 almost instantaneously, and the 6 Mutas are about to pop. Another round of Stalkers was warped in with this force, so that won't do too much. It looks like he wants to counterattack with the Mutalisks. He's recognized, okay, yeah, my 3rd base is going to die, but now the Mutalisks bring the fun. Actually gets the Warp Prism, so immediately HyuN knows there are Mutas on the field. He's building some more pylons. He's like, warping is pretty good, but I just realized I don't actually have that many resources, or that many, much supply. And oh goodness, Minigun, he has to move the Spines. He's trying to prepare for this side attack from HyuN. Will he be ready in time? No, that's the real question. I don't think he will be. He's losing a lot of these Spines. HyuN has simply chosen to avoid the Spine Crawlers. He's tucking himself in, and the Mutas are coming in. This is him trying to make something of this. The Mutalisks, there's still 5 of them. A couple more are going to be moving, and if he can pick out these Stalkers, I think he might have a chance. Wow, the recall is used right as these Spine Crawlers burrow, so he just heads straight back home, warps in a huge round of Stalkers. And how many Mutalisks are there now? We have 12 on the field, 2 more about to pop, and the pylons that were being used to attack this 3rd base for HyuN have been destroyed. So HyuN no longer has any map presence. Minigun will most certainly want to rebuild this 3rd base, but he's in a tough spot. There's so many Stalkers here. Oh, the Mutalisks fly in, losing 1, potentially a 2nd. 2 Mutalisks drop there. Minigun's hanging in there, but he is down on supply versus a Protoss, which is almost code for, well, he might be boned. Just going to be straight up here at the Kappa StarLeague. We're unfiltered. So, Twilight Council will complete soon, which means Blink is on the way. And, might pick off a Photon Cannon. That's something. Photon Overcharge is also activated. Does not lose any mutas, so Chad Dr. Jones has found a way to stay alive. And, I mean, worst comes to worst. As a Zerg player, HyuN's got to be thinking, dude, 2-base Protoss, what else do I need? But, oh wow, this Immortal, some Harlem Shake level shit up in here, but He recovers quite nicely. And the Mutas are still looking for somewhere to attack. There's no opportunities yet. And the Observer will be able to scout out this hidden third base. Minigun's just like, yeah, let's just hide this because I've got Mutalisks. And the Mutas do keep poking. Blink is almost halfway done. Third Nexus is going to be starting up probably as soon as this creep is gone. And Minigun, he's having a hard time breaking his opponent, but he's said to himself, Mutalisks are the way to go. And unfortunately for HyuN, if he wants to play with heavy Blink Stalkers, it's going to be very difficult for him to move out of his base. No Stargates are on the map yet for the... I don't want to call him the Protoss player because he's really a Zerg, but this is just fun. This has been a really... There's so many funny little things that each of these guys are doing that just are just so adorable when you think about it from the other race's perspective. But the Mutas come in and poke a pylon. And this is some solid harass from Minigun. The most important part of what Minigun is doing is just keeping his opponent contained, locking him inside, despite the fact that HyuN's army would absolutely just destroy him, annihilate him, crucify him, whatever, in a head-to-head engagement means nothing if he can't catch the Mutas. But Blink is done now. And by the way, guys, if you're in mood for refreshments, this is a great time to just Kappa. As this third Nexus gets picked off. Denied. And oh, still no Mutalisks dead. Overlord sees these Stalkers trying to move out, and I think HyuN is starting to do that Protoss thing where you just say, fuck it, and you try to counterattack, go for the Doom push, and kill your opponent. Minigun, Chad, Dr. Jones, he realizes this. He sees what's coming his way. Are we going to see another 10 spines? Yes. 5 spines, 6 spines, 7 spine, 8 spine. How many more spine crawlers will Chad Jones make as these Mutalisks ravage his opponent's base? He's actually gotten into the natural. He's picked off the probes. The Zerglings have come. He's forced HyuN back, and this has actually been a surprisingly good game. I thought Chad was just going to get fucked at the start, but he's doing well. This natural Nexus, he picks it off, and now HyuN's stuck on one base without too many resources. And Chad, Dr. Jones, he's almost bringing the supply even... Wow, he's leaving that pylon with 2 health. Such mercy. Very survive. And here is just these probes sitting out in the middle of the map. The natural is just left open, and HyuN is just going to try to kill his opponent. Does he have a Mothership Core to recall with? This is borderline suicide. He's bringing some of the Stalkers back. The Mutas can trade reasonably well with just Stalkers head-to-head, though. You need a significant lead in the Stalker count to break Mutas, and I think he's just barely gotten enough. But can the Stalkers break the Great Wall of Spine Crawlers with Mutalisks here to also defend? He does have the Immortal mixed in, but it's not in range. Unfortunately for Minigun, he has no Photon Overcharge to save him, as if it would save him in this situation. But here come the rest of the Mutas. He's just going to try to overwhelm this force. He's pulling the drones. The Spine Crawlers are going to town. The Zerglings coming in from the flank. Minigun, he's surrounded the Protoss army. The supply is dropping for HyuN. That +2 attack does not seem to be enough to stave off this force. And Minigun bringing the drones back home. He's still got the Queens out here. The Stalker count dwindling. As every second runs by, there's no more money for HyuN. He's not making a single buck. He's got his only probes in his opponent's half of the field. There's this base mining. Minigun's just making that money. And HyuN, he's trying to push into the Spine Crawler wall for one last time. The rest of the drones are coming up. The Mutalisks picking off the Stalkers that they can. And in an incredible turnaround, Minigun taking the first game, it seems, of the series. There's the question mark from HyuN. He doesn't believe it. He thought Protoss was OP. How could he possibly lose a game? The ... GG. Minigun takes the first game of our best of 7 series here at the Kappa StarLeague, and that was actually a surprisingly good game. I thought that was going to be horribly one-sided, just like Minigun said he was going to get absolutely wrecked by Chad Dr. Jones. No, he did not. He stayed alive, and he made it work. And that was kind of cool. So now it's our job, since HyuN is down a game, now it's a bit easier to pick the maps. We can still pick really bad, awful, trolly maps. But we'll try to lean it slightly towards the Protoss favor, just because, we might as well. Let's see here. What is a fun Protoss map we haven't seen in a while? Maybe Cloud Kingdom. Maybe Cloud Kingdom. I think Cloud Kingdom's a good Protoss map. And I'd be surprised if HyuN had any problems with this. So we're going to play on Cloud Kingdom for the next game. This is a pretty fun... That was actually a really fun first game. I can't deny. So Guys, if you like this stuff, watch the stream. I don't know. 669 viewers is Kappa enough, I think. And this has been cool. I'm already enjoying this. HyuN says, I don't know how Phoenix. Maybe. IDK. So HyuN doesn't like the mutas. Chad is using his weakness against his opponent. And yeah, so I'm glad. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. This show match is meant purely to be fun, pure fun, stupid.